If I had a friend who is in an unhealthy relationship like the one I was in, and I wanted her to see the situation that she was in and help her, this is what I would do. I mean, they might not be in the exact position I was in, which was that he left after 10 years when I was 38 weeks pregnant with our second child when we had a 2-year-old at home. But that's actually irrelevant to the relationship. This is just an unhealthy relationship. When I was in that position, what would have helped me come to the realization quicker is if people had asked me questions that led me to the conclusion that they had come to. So I hid so much from my friends and family about how bad it had become and how bad his behaviour had become towards me around the house, like what was going on. And so, very unfortunately, I became very defensive of him. So if anyone saw even an ounce of the whole thing that I was actually experiencing, I would really defend him and stick up for him, which I know is insane. I also know is very common. I think what would have helped me take those rose-tinted glasses off is if I had had to answer the question and then say out loud, answering something, how bad it was, or made me think on it later, made me realise how bad it was. And what I mean by that is like asking the next question. So, for instance, road rage is something that became very, very prevalent in our lives that had never been before, never worried about before. We had done so many road trips together before children, up and down the country, across Europe, like long journeys in the car together before, never experienced any sort of road rage before. And then after we had children, it got incredible, like unsafe, bad, really bad. If a friend had said to me, not even asking about the road rage because I didn't tell anyone how bad it was, but even if it's something that you predict that, or you've seen her be mistreated about, if you said something like, how was the journey, was the traffic really bad? And then she's going to gloss over a bit, yeah, oh my gosh, the traffic was so bad, it was so unfortunate, we got stuck behind a huge accident, you know, but at least we weren't in it. And then you said, oh, that must have been really hard with the baby in the back, was he okay doing the driving when it was that stressful? I would have said, yeah, it wasn't great, he didn't love it, it just became a really stressful journey. I wouldn't have given any details, I wouldn't have gone into any level of acknowledgement at what I had just been through in that car, in that traffic jam with him, but I would have been thinking about it. And then if a friend said, were you okay when you got there, like having to deal with the baby and him in the car, if he wasn't happy with the traffic, must have been really difficult, were you okay when you got there? And I would have said, yeah, no, it was fine. We had a lovely week, actually. The weather was so good. And I would have breezed right past it. But that seed of thought would have been planted. And I would have then mulled over, yeah, actually, how did I feel when I got there? How did he react when things were difficult?